Well, hello everyone. Tonight's topic is about welcome to Make a Change, my new talk show. Premieres on Monday night and Thursday night at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. My show is called Make a Change and is about talking about things that we are facing that are difficult and within our community that we may have and how to correct these difficulties that we may face. Well, tonight's topic is going to be based on relationship and colorism within the black community. I know we talk about a lot about racism, but we never really talk about colorism. We never really have the discussion about how black people love to discriminate against each other based on the tone of their skin, and how black people will deny a person just because they're darker than the other person, and how black people view lighter skinned women as more beautiful than dark skinned women. So I just want to get on that topic and also about relationships because I continuously hear men that comes and they talk about how women's are no good and how black women's no good and stuff like that. And then I hear how women's think about males and how they're no good and everything else. And basically, it's like everybody have a different aspect on relationship when it comes to relationship. I have seen, in my experience, I have seen a lot of females that have good men, but because they have bitter friends that are miserable, come into their ear and try to tell them about their relationships and stuff like that, and try to tell them about their men. But and that too destroys a relationship. I also see like good men have good women, but yet you're out here, you're listening to your friends giving you relationship advice. And none of the time, these people that are giving relationship advice are people that cannot keep a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Or how you should treat your husband, or the things you should and shouldn't put up with. I say, I say, you should weigh the good and the bad if you're in a relationship. And the reason why I say that is because there's no perfect relationship, there's no perfect man, and there's no perfect woman. So you have to and then you have to value what are you looking for in a relationship. When it comes to a man, what is your aspect of a good man? What is your terminology of a good man versus a man? What is the terminology of a good woman? What do you consider a good woman should be? Because a lot of times I hear when men talk about good women, they're talking about women that are foolish, that's going to let them run all over them and talk and stuff like that. And there's a big difference in having a good woman and a dumb woman. So therefore, what are you basically looking for as far as a woman? You know what I'm saying? Are you the type of guy that you want a woman to allow you to do whatever you want to do and still cater and do everything for you? Or do you want a woman that is going to be there for you when you want a woman that's going to be there for you no matter what? You know what I'm saying? No, and never say anything about anything that you do wrong. She's just going to take it. That's not being a good woman. That's a dumb woman. And you have to be careful of those type of women, because anybody that has low self-esteem and they're willing to allow you to dog them out and do whatever you want to them, trust me, when they get fed up, the pros and cons to that is going to be violent. It's going to end up in violence, because 9 out of 10, those type of people, when they get fed up, they end up killing their spouse. They end up beating their spouse. They end up doing something very detrimental to that person, because you don't play with this person's feelings so much that this person is not like, they don't give you their all, and in return you gave them nothing. So we need to think about what is it that we're looking for in a relationship. Am I ready to be in a relationship? Am I ready to commit to a relationship? You can't be in a relationship and you're moving as you're a single woman or a single man. You cannot. If you're in a relationship, you're supposed to validate your spouse feelings and how they're feeling. When they're coming to you about their problems and stuff that they don't like, you're supposed to respect that, because this is the person you saying that you're trying to be with. So if this person is really somebody you're trying to be with, then you're gonna do all that you can to seek their happiness. You know what I'm saying? And some people get into a relationship and they allow these people because they're looking for, they're afraid of being alone. They're afraid to to be single, or they don't feel like they're beautiful, or they get stuck in this relationship. So I say, if you're getting in a relationship and you already have baggage from the old relationship and you're trying to move into another relationship and you really haven't healed from that other relationship, then I wouldn't suggest you to get into a new relationship. You need to first heal yourself from that old relationship and look at what happened. First of all, you have to evaluate yourself as a person. You have to evaluate yourself as a person. Okay, do I love myself enough? What type of man or person that I'm drawing to myself? Because if you are a person that has low self-esteem, then you're going to draw the attention of men that have nothing to do but use you. You're going to draw users towards you because they already know that you have low self-esteem. You really don't care for yourself. You really don't love yourself, you know what I'm saying, enough, because people can tell by the way you dress, how you look, and stuff like that, if you that type of person that have low self-esteem. And a lot of times, a lot of women, we have low self-esteem. Some men have low self-esteem. Or if you that person, you have an abandonment of mother issues or daddy issues, then you're looking for a replacement of your mother, or you're looking for a replacement of your father type of issues. So that's what you have to validate. You know what I'm saying? You have to really look into yourself and say, okay, what type of people if I'm drawing to myself? Is I'm drawing positive people to my life, or is I'm drawing negative people to my life? How can I go into a relationship if I haven't first healed myself and start working on me? So before you get in a relationship, if you're damaged, then your relationship is not going to work because it's going to be toxic. And nowadays, a lot of people feels like if you're arguing with a man every day, going back and forth, being disrespectful to one another, then that's like love. That's not love. That's a toxic relationship. If you have someone that's is trying to control you, always want to know your whereabouts, always, call you 500 times, like you have to talk to them, that's not love. That's like controlling. These are toxic behaviors that a lot of people feel like, oh, this person loved me. No. Love is about trust and communication. If you don't have trust and you don't have communication, then you're not going to have a good relationship. I should ask your spouse, I should trust you to conduct yourself as if you're in a relationship. But if you're moving around here like you don't trust somebody because you're out of a damaged relationship and somebody dogged you out, and now you're viewing all men as, okay, they're bad men, they're going to dog me out, they're going to do that, then how are you going to find your true love? Because you're not really giving that relationship a chance. You're walking into the relationship already judging that relationship, and it's already doomed from the start. So the relationship is not gonna build because it's already shaking coming in the door because you already have your doubts. A lot of times we get in relationships and we're assuming if this person want a relationship or this person don't, just because you're having sexual, and these are the questions that you don't ask prior to engaging your feelings into that person. I feel like when you meet someone, that's the reason why they have that 30-day rules. No sex for 90 days, because you're basically trying to get to know each other, trying to get to know the values of each other, what exactly each other is looking for, you know what I'm saying? And you're trying to get that understanding from each other of what exactly is that person looking for, or that person looking for a community. And then a lot of times, a lot of people allow that person to tell you, well, I'm not sure. I'm just looking for a friend right now. Maybe we can move forward to something else. No, that's a person that's telling you that they're unsure. They don't know what they want. So, and that's what you find yourself dealing with. When you're dealing with people that can't be for certain to tell you exactly what they're looking for, or you're asking them, okay, what type of man are you looking for, or what type of woman you're looking for, and they can't. And let me be clear: everybody has their preference of what they like. Okay? Everybody has their preference on what they like, or what they see in a person, or what they're looking for. So don't let no one tell you whether it's a woman or a man to tell you they don't know, because that's BS. They know. What they're trying to look at to string you around, because some people does that. But then some people have to realize that not everybody that you meet is supposed to be your husband. Not everybody you meet it's your soulmate. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that some people comes in your life to prepare you for your soulmate. You know what I'm saying? Because this is why, if your relationship is always good and is never bad or whatever else, then how would you learn about a relationship? How would you know how to treat it? Because people are thinking now that people are perfect. A man's supposed to be perfect, a woman's supposed to be perfect, and the world is telling you that no human being is perfect. There's going to be something that human being is not going to do right. There's going to be some mistake that human being is going to make. But that's when you go, if you've been in a relationship and you've been in that relationship with somebody for over 5 years, and that person had no idea of asking you to marry, I would think basically if you've been with a person for 2 years and they haven't really considered about either offering to marry you or trying to marry you, then I would just say that's a waste of time. If you're a person that's looking for marriage, if you're a woman out there and you want to be married and you're looking for a husband and you've been dating this person for over 2 years, and this person, every time you get on the topic about marriage, this person is telling you, oh, well, it's not yet, I'm not ready yet, it's not time yet. This person ain't looking to marry you. So you wasting your time. Because let me tell you something. When a man wants to marry a woman and he had validated you as his wife, he can meet you the first day and marry you the next week. Okay? So don't let nobody string you along if you're looking for a husband. But you have to also make sure that you are wifey material and you ready to be a wife. Because see, there's a lot of women that wants to be a wife but running around in girlfriend mode. And you can't be that. There's a lot of men that wants a wife but they run around here in a boyfriend mode. You want a woman to cater to you and provide you with all your needs, but you're not willing to reciprocate that to her. Or a woman wants a man to come in to provide all her needs, but she's not willing to reciprocate. So it's a lot of selfish going on. It's like you want your cake and eat it too, and that's not how it's supposed to go. So I would just say, to the ladies that if you've been heartbroken by a man and somebody has done you wrong, or you suffered from childhood trauma for us, a rape, or anything, and you haven't really took it counseling or really took it to the point of healing, then I would say that you're really not ready to be in no committed relationship. Because you still have baggage that you are carrying from your childhood. And the way you're going to view a man, you're going to review them different. Like if you was a person that had daddy issues, or you've been raped by men, or you've been neglected by men and all that type of stuff, you're going to validate men at a different way. You're gonna feel like every man wants something, or you might be end up hating men because you are holding something off from your childhood. Especially if you've been in a relationship with a man and he dogged you out to the core and he did you so dirty and stuff like that. So now you're viewing every man to be like that. And if that's how it is, your relationship is doomed from the start. I would suggest you not get into a committed relationship. I suggest you to work on healing yourself. Get rid of those baggages, and then after you don't got rid of those baggage, and then you begin to heal, and then you loving yourself, because guess what, a person that really loves themselves is not going to tolerate nobody abusing them, using them, or none of that stuff. You want to be right up front for what you're looking for, and you're not going to tolerate no BS from anybody, because you know what your worth is. You know who you are. You know, I love myself, I deserve to be happy. So guess what, if that person is in your life and they're not bringing anything to the table, they're not making you happy. And let me be clear, money doesn't buy love. Let me be clear. If you're with somebody for money, then you're crazy, because I've seen men that are very rich and they married to women that don't have, and this woman with this man, and this man still dog you out, cheat on you, do all this stuff. No, that's also coming into loving yourself, because when you know what your worth is, then you can't be bought. You know what I'm saying? You can't be bought. So somebody has to come in and put in the work. You know what I'm saying? You're not just there giving your heart and your soul to someone who hasn't brought anything to the table. When you say you love somebody, you're going to know why you love that person. And a lot of people mix up love and lust, and they mix it up. See, lust is when you only lusting after somebody just because their sex is good. But if you ask a person, why do you love that person? You can't even name one thing of why you love that person. Because the person hasn't done nothing for you to love them. When you are in love with somebody, you're going to know why you love that person. You know what I'm saying? It's going to show. Because that person comes around you, it's always going to bring that smile to you. When that person's not around you, you're going to be thinking about that person. You're going to be wanting to call that person. You're going to just want that person around you. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody loving that person. And it's just like, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm just saying, it's my opinion, because I ain't no love expert, but I'm just saying, when you really, really are in love with somebody, you don't even have to have sex with them to a climax, because that person is going to be like a chill in your body just by that person touching you. It's just going to do something to you. Just when you see that person smile, it's going to do something to you. You're going to always think of that person because that you love that person. When you're lusting after that person, all you care is about sex. That person could go. You not care what he's doing. You're not thinking about that person. You only care about that person when that person is in your eyesight. When that person is out of your eyesight, you no longer care about that person. So it's like I only think of you when you in my presence. But when you're not in my presence, I'm not concerned about you. I don't call to check up on you. I don't care about your well-being. I'm not trying to get to know you mentally. I'm not trying to, and when you love somebody, you're studying that person, every little thing about that person, because you want to know. You want to know what they like. You want to know what their favorite color is. You want to know what makes them happy, because these are the things that you want to do to make sure that you're making that person happy. It's just little things to show that you love somebody. And a lot of times people say love is a feeling, love is an action. Because when you love somebody, you show them through your actions. You just don't just speak it out of your mouth and say, oh, I love you. No, you show it to them. That's why you have to show it by your action. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people like to say, well, words don't mean anything. No, words means a lot. Whatever you speak out of your mouth is very powerful. God made the whole world just by the mouth, by his words. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how powerful words are. And actions. You know what I'm saying? And you should, and let me tell you something. When a person is not with you for the right reason, trust me, it's going to start to reveal itself. If a person just there just because they want to have sex, every time you come over, that's all they're going to be interested in doing. You ever notice if you with someone and you go to their house, the first thing y'all do, y'all have sex, y'all don't even sit down and talk to each other, you don't even get in good. Y'all may go out to eat or whatever after you dinner, you in the bed with each other. So basically your relationship is based on sex. It's no relationship. Because the key to a strong relationship is communication. You got to communicate with each other. You got to start that off in the beginning of your relationship. That's the first thing you need to build is a communication with each other. If you want a solid relationship, you must have communication with each other. You must need to let everybody know. Oh, listen, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about me. I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? And that person going to tell you everything about them. They tell you everything what they're looking for. And you have to see, okay, is that what I really want? And if that's not what you really want, then you tell that person. And if that person chooses to accept it, then they choose to accept it. A lot of time, a lot of relationship ain't good because everybody want to be a Beyonce and a Jay-Z. That's what they consider as a good relationship. No, that's not. Jay-Z is not a good man. I don't know because he was showing public that he's nice. How many times he cheated on Beyonce? How many times he hurt her? But you say this is the woman you love, but yet you can't love her enough not to cheat on her to be faithful to her. If you can't be faithful and you can't be loyal, then you can't be loved. You don't love me. Because why would you do something to hurt me? If somebody love you, they won't hurt you. They won't do anything that they know that's gonna make you look like a fool. They're not gonna make you look like a fool. It's not a relationship. And this is what people get their relationship advice from. People that are broken trying to tell you what a good man is or a good woman is. That has hidden agendas. Women, are you in a relationship with your man and you got problem issues that going on with your man and stuff like that? I suggest you get counseling, relationship counseling. But don't be going to your little single friend over there that don't have a relationship, don't have a man, and trying to get relationship advice from her. Because misery loves company. And let's be clear, ain't no relationship is perfect. You're gonna have ups and downs. You're gonna disagree and not disagree. But the thing is to keep you guys communicate with each other. Do you trust each other? Is your love strong enough to keep your relationship together? What do you love good about this person? What do you hate? It does the good outweigh the bad. If the good outweigh the bad, then a relationship is fixable. If the bad outweigh the good, then that relationship is doomed. You need to let it go. That's what you need to sit down. I think everybody that's in a relationship need to sit down and write everything that they like about their mate, everything that they dislike about their mate. If that dislike is higher than what you like, then that relationship is no good for you.
I found a little scratchy come from them. The bad little girl called her out, blew the horn on her. She was scratching on Cabernet car and her daddy car. There she be.
And so that's what you gotta think about when you trying to be in a relationship. and I'm ready to commit? Is I'm ready to settle down? Have I did everything that I wanted to do? Is I'm ready? Do I like this person? Do I love this person enough? Can I see this myself with this person for the rest of my life? You know what I'm saying? Let me get to know more about this person. When somebody show you who they are, believe them. If a man comes in a relationship cheating, believe it, he's a cheater. If he comes in a relationship lying, believe it, he's a liar. If a man comes in a relationship with his hand out, then he's a user. If a man coming in this relationship for sex, then he wants nothing but sex. Believe everything that you see, because your eyes is not deceiving you. Don't think just because you won't make him change. And that's what goes on. A lot of people think that they can heal broken people. I can fix broken people. Broken people need to fix themselves before they come into a relationship. It is not your job to fix a broken person. They need to fix themselves, because if you're dealing with someone that's toxic and broken, and you yourself is eventually is going to break you down, and then you're going to be toxic and broken. Hey Yancy, how you doing? You're going to be toxic and broken yourself. So you cannot think that you can fix someone that is broken, because you cannot. And two broken people cannot fix themselves. You know, if you want to be with somebody, know what you're being with that person for. Know why you are with that person. You know what you want when you're coming into the relationship. Be honest with that person and let them know what it is. And women, love yourself enough to know that you are very important. You deserve to be loved. You don't need some man to validate you and shut you down and make you feel unbeautiful. You should know that you're beautiful, and you should have that much confidence in yourself to where you don't need the validation of anybody to let you know that you are beautiful. And I think that's the biggest problem. That's opening doors for people to do what? She got a low self-esteem, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I just be telling her whatever I wanted to hear. No, know your self-worth. Know that you are beautiful. Love yourself for the roles that you have, the wrinkles or whatever. Know that you are beautiful. And there's every man, because guess what? When God made Adam, he made Eve. So he made there's a man for every woman, and there's a woman for every man. It's someone out there that's going to love you for who you are. But if you're holding on to bad people, then you will never find the true calling or the true man that's for you. And if you're willing to give up on love, then you will never find true love. Because guess what? Sometimes you may have to go to a thousand heartbreaks just to find your soulmate. And maybe you might go to 20 heartbreaks, and that 21st might be your soulmate, but you won't know because you've given up. Also, you gotta forgive that old relationship of what it's worth. Know that sometimes when you meet people that they are not meant to be in your life. Just because you have kids from people don't make them your soulmate. Sometimes you can marry people too quick doesn't mean that they're your soulmate. When somebody is your soulmate, you both are compatible. You are very compatible with each other. So that's the reason why you can't just, So I just want to start off my second topic half of this show because we talk about colorism. I want to know why is it that black people are so quick to judge another black person based on the color of their skin? And why do we have so much colorism amongst black people? How can we fix the problem of that? How can you, um, how can we fix racism when we have colorism within our own black community? To where people are not liking you based off the color of your skin. People are drowning you just because the color of your skin. And yes, I know that, back in the days when we was in slavery, like the white folks used to use like the light skinned girls versus the black girl to make them against each other. But if we trying to get over racism and all that stuff, we have to first start with changing our slavery mentality. We have to get that train of thought out of our head that is trying to keep us against each other. Why are we continuously fusing against one another when we need to come together as united, as one? So if we're not liking each other because how we look or telling another black person that their skin is too dark and they're not beautiful, but yet you're sitting here saying Black Lives Matter, then how can it matter if you're not loving me because I'm too dark? Or you're telling me I'm not acceptable because I'm too dark. Or you're being against me because I'm too dark. Let this make sense. We can't keep being around here saying that we for Black Lives Matter, but we're criticizing each other based on the color of our skin. Why is that in the black community? Why do we care about so much about how each other look, what type of car people drive, what type of money that they drive? Why is that? Amongst the black community. And I just need to understand. I just need to understand. Why is it so much self-hate amongst the black community? Why do we hate ourselves so much that we're willing to go against each other? I see it all the time. Like you will find in it and everything to put a black person down, each other down. But yet we're saying what difference does it make between a black person and a white person doing it? It shouldn't be no difference. I'm not gonna go and put down my fellow black sister because I may be darker than or lighter than her, because there's no difference. And it's not making any sense. We have to address these issues in our community. We have to address this, how black men are going against black women, and how lighter skinned women are going against dark skinned women just because of the way they look, and telling them they're not beautiful. And our own black fellas are saying, well, I don't want to date you because you dark and I'll have sex with you. So you're telling me just because she's dark, the only thing she's good for is sex? You're not trying to make her your wife? You don't want anything else to do with her? And this is coming from young kids. So who are they getting it from? Where do they get this slavery mentality? It's coming from the household. Just think about it. Where are they getting this slavery mentality? You know, we have to think about things. We have to come together. Like I seen an article the other day to where it was a group of girls lining up, and I don't even know why these girls allow these men to judge them, to tell them if they're beautiful or not, and that's where it's coming in low self-esteem. Also, they're standing there in a line, and there's a whole bunch of light-skinned girls, maybe two dark-skinned girls. So the boys are going down the line, telling each woman, "Well, I like you because you light skinned. Oh, you thick. Oh, you too dark for me. Oh, you dark. But I really like light skinned girls. But I smash you just to see what you about." And the dark skinned girl just sitting up there. And all the light skinned other girls, they're laughing instead of them all coming together and correcting them. What is funny about that? Did you not understand exactly what these men just did to these young girls? Do you not know how many young girls are coming up that are dark skinned, are feeling like they're not beautiful because this is what you guys are teaching them, that they're not beautiful? And y'all standing around here kiki kid like that is so funny. And I'm not saying that is funny because we have too many young dark skinned girls that are out here in this world feeling like they're not beautiful. And they're going to school being bullied just because they're darker than other people. It's one thing for you to be being criticized from another culture, but it's a major thing when you have your own people in your own community are telling you that you're not beautiful because you are too dark. Imagine that. Where do you stand? Because you got the white people that don't like you because you're black. You got the Asian people that don't like you because you're black. Now you have your own black people that are saying they don't like you because you're black. You're not accepted because you're too dark. Let's think about it. Are we just going to keep ignoring these situations? Are we just going to keep turning the other cheek? We want the white people to stand up and tell us about racism, but we're not willing to stand up and speak out about colorism. You have to be, when you are for the right and you are ally, or you are a person that is a leader or a motivator speaker, and you're supposed to be leading something, you're supposed to stand for all righteousness, regardless of what it is. You can't stand up for something and fall down for something else. You can't be against one thing and accept another one. That's like you being a hypocrite. You can't be against racism, but you accepted colorism in the black community. You can't be against cop killing, but you're not against black on black crime. You gotta be all for it all because it's wrong. Why are we killing ourselves? Why are we hating ourselves? Why are we not loving ourselves? Why can't we come together? How we expect someone else to love us when we can't love ourselves? How we expect to be accepted by somebody else if we can't be accepted within our own community? How you expect someone else to treat us like human beings when we ourselves are treating each other like animals or less than human beings? We're sitting here downgrading you just because you're dark. We're telling you you're not accepted because you're a dark skinned person. You're not beautiful because you're dark. It's the stuff that people don't want to talk about. Why are we not talking about these things? Why are we not addressing these things? That's the same thing when it comes to black men and black women. We're not addressing these issues. Same thing with the whole, we're not addressing the problem. When you address the problem, then when you address every problem or issue that you're having, then you will know how to solve those problems. But when you are ignoring those issues, then you cannot solve the problem. I see it every day. I see it amongst the rappers, the entertainer. I see like a lot of dark skinned women that are out here as rappers. They gotta go and bleach their skin because guess what? They want to be famous, so they want to bleach their skin because the world is not accepting them because they're dark skinned and they don't define them as being beautiful. So these people go and bleach their skin so they can be light, and then guess what? Everybody loves them. And it's crazy because it comes from our own black people. We're the ones on a day-to-day basis telling each other that we're not good enough. Criticizing each other. Finding ways to suppress each other. Within our own community. And just like I see like this black young girl that got killed in Columbus, Ohio. Yes, she had a knife to defend herself. And yes, she was about to stab someone else. But she did not deserve to die. And I've seen a lot of black people on here criticizing that black girl and justifying that officer of killing her. Which, even though she had a weapon, was she attacking that officer? Could he have not tased her? Could he have used any other alternative besides shooting this girl in the heart or shooting her multiple times and killing her? He did not. Had that been a white person that was about to stab another white person, guess what that officer would have did? He would have took out his taser and he would have tased her for her to drop that weapon. He would have came out the car automatically, ready to shoot to kill her. Because he knew if he would have took that white lady's life, he knew that he would have been up under investigation for that white woman. But because it was a black woman, he chose to shoot to kill. He could have shot her in the legs. He could have shot her in the arm. He could have did all of that. But yes, she would have still lived. But he chose not to. And I see multiple black people on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok justifying that officer for killing that girl. As if her life did not matter. And it is crazy to me. It is crazy to me how black people can be against one another like that. Like, you don't want to talk about colorism and hate amongst black people. See, I'm a person, that's why my show is called Make a Change. Because I stand up for all cruelty. Whether it is black on black, whether it is domestic violence, whether it is social injustice, economic injustice, whether it is racial injustice, I stand up for the truth and what is right. And I address every issue on my show. Because that is what my show is for. We're going to address all the issues. And we're going to try to get to the bottom of it. Because that's why my show is called Make a Change. Because we're addressing what issues we are having and how we can change it to better it. We cannot heal and we cannot prosper if we're constantly at each other's throat. Black people cannot come together if we are hating each other just based on the color of our skin or how we look, or we lighter or darker than the other person. That is not how you can heal. And we need to address these issues. We really do. We need to talk about these things. We need to talk about why do we have so many blacks on black crime? Why do you feel so hatred towards each other that you could dish your own black people for another culture? Is it because you don't like your own self? You don't love your color? You don't love to be black? How can you say you love to be black and say you black and you're proud, but yet you're dissing another black person? How can you say Black Lives Matter, but yet you're willing to diss your other fellow sister? Do all their lives matter? Do all their lives mean something? Or is it just for our black men or our lighter skinned women or our straight men? Do we not love our gay men, our gay women? Do we not love our dark skinned women? Do they not? They don't value anything? Do that make them less of a human? I'm just saying. Do that make them less of a human? You have to see. If you love black people, you have to love all black people, no matter how light or dark their skin is. No matter what. If we're trying to defeat our other culture that has been suppressing us, we must get over this colorism and we must stop hating each other. We must learn how to unite with each other. We must learn how to build each other up within our community. We must learn how to support each other You don't have to be my biological sister to be my sister. Because you are a black woman, I'm going to support your business. I'm going to support your brand. I'm going to support you because I want to see you prosper. I want to see your business grow. Because guess what? If your business grow, then guess what? That's building all black people. That's putting money back in our black community. And what can we do with that money? We can buy land and invest and build stuff to where we all can have something. It's not that hard. Our ancestors done it. They was tired of being beat, killed, and everything by the white people. And they decided to get their own little town and start investing in black people. And that's what they did. They built their own bank. They built their own school. They built everything of their own. And they kept everything within their black community. And every last one of those black women had their husband, they had a great family, and they was happy. They was happy. Even though it got destroyed, because that's what the devil does. He comes in to try to destroy everything because he wanted to break up that happy home. And what better way to break up a community if you take all of their business and hit their finance? Why can we get that back together? Why do black people have to be so selfish at times? Why do they only have to think of themselves and not think of their community? Why do they have to not want to invest in each other? Why do they want to keep each other down? Why do they want to hate against each other? Why can't they love and support each other? I'm just saying. Why can't they love and support each other? The men get mad at the women because they want to be on welfare, but then you don't have enough men at home supporting the black women because they're too busy in and out of the jail cell because they're still living that slavery mentality. They haven't got over that slavery mentality. And they want to say, well, I did. No, you have not. Because you're used to being in slavery. You know why? If you like to be free, then you won't do anything to keep yourself locked up. When you already know as a black person, you don't stand a chance. And let's think about it. When they begin to make crimes against black people and giving us charges, because remember, if you don't have no rights, you know, you get a convicted felon, they take all your rights away, so you really don't have rights. That's why a lot of times, if you ever see to where when a cop kill a black man and they get away with it and they're in court, the first thing the lawyer do is dig up that black man's history, criminal records, and to paint that man as a criminal. Because once you've been painted as a criminal and you have a criminal record, you don't have any rights. So that means your death is justified. Because you don't have any rights. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you have to think about. You don't have the right to vote. That's why you can't get certain good jobs. They don't want to give you government housing or any of this thing, government benefit. You can't even get a grant, a student grant to go to school when you be considered as a convicted felony because you don't have any rights. And who goes to jail? Who they try to arrest for any little thing? Black people. Why they make all these special laws? They have to do a criminal background in order for you to have a firearm. Why can I not have a firearm just because I have a 20-year-old criminal record? You know, some of the records is not even violent records. And you mean to tell me I don't have the right to protect myself? If someone was to come and attack me in my home, I don't have the right to bear a firearm to protect myself because you consider me as a criminal because I had a past criminal history record? You mean to tell me I don't have the right to go and vote for a president because I have a criminal record? Something probably happened 20 years ago. Well, you guys, that's all from our show today. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for those who are supporting me. Like I said, you could go. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel, subscribe at my YouTube channel. Make a change. You can also follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and on TikTok. If you want to have more discussion with me, or if you like my talk show, if you want to be a guest on my show, you can also hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and on my email. If you have any question, you can just go to my YouTube page and you can type in your question there, and I will answer it on my next show. And also, guys, I'm doing big plans. I'm going to be making big moves, pretty soon. Like I said, I have a part show that I'm going to be start doing it on Sunday, to where if you don't want to come on my talk show live, then you can also go on my podcast show and you can talk to me there. I also have a group for post-COVID group, and basically we're supporting people who are suffering from post-COVID. And, I hear a lot of people keep saying that COVID is not real, but I hate to say to you, COVID is very much real. It is very much real. So please protect yourself, wear your mask, social distance, and use proper hygiene. Whether you vaccinated or not, that's just how you're going to stop the spread of the coronavirus. And if you definitely don't want to get a vaccine, which I'm not permitting a vaccine on anyone, because I feel like that is your choice, and if you want to get that, then you should know about the vaccine. I also have to where I tell you about the vaccine. I also give you the insight on the corona. I have doctors that I let you listen to that are talking about the corona, talk about the vaccine, so that you could be aware. Now, it's up to you to protect yourself. Now, do not walk around and act like you're untouchable. And a lot of people want to say that God's going to protect me. No, God protect those who are wise and do what they need to do. If you're out there moving in the world, because God is righteousness and He is holiness, and He protect those who are doing righteous things that they should do, responsible things. So you can't just go out there and be doing all kind of deadly things and expect that God is going to rescue you, because that's not how the Word of God works. And if you believe that, then you're fooling yourself. God will protect you if you're doing the right thing. He will always have His covenant on you when you're doing what is right. But if you're out there moving and doing things your way that is not the right way, and you know it's not right, then guess what? You're not protected. So I'm just telling you now, protect yourself. I lost a loved one due to COVID. So I don't want to see anyone else die from COVID or to get sick from COVID or to be in my shoe to where you're suffering continuously from COVID. So please protect yourself. Wear your mask, personal hygiene. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Same time, 8:30.